Hello everybody and welcome back. Who's in here? This house is very busy. Oh, hello. This house is very busy. Okay. That might be a fire hazard. The villagers are for once not getting stuck in the pig pen, which is very nice. Nobody is stuck in a bush. Is anybody in the river? Don't think anybody's in here. Now, I might release a few more villagers from the villager breeder underground today, but I have noticed that the villager numbers have been thinning anyway. I don't really know why, because nothing's killing them. I'm just thinking I might release some more, give them a load of bread and carrots, and hope that it works out. I'd like to get this whole village padded out, because they used to be round here, but they've disappeared. They don't come round this far anymore. But anyway, we're going to let some villagers loose, and then we're going to try and establish something going on with the town here. I've been saying for weeks we're going to start on the town, and then something comes up and I get distracted, or there's a big dragon, or there's an update. But we're going to make a start on the town today, at least putting in some layout stuff. I need to decide where the main buildings are, what they are, where they're going, and then just pad out where I'm hoping to put some little houses. That is not how you fish. I'm quite excited about this because I was going back through my creative world and looking at all of my older builds. I actually found a really nice design for a house, which I'm going to use here. It's very similar to the houses over there, it's just that like the colour palette is slightly different and the shaping is slightly different, so it's going to echo that bit of the village, but it's going to have its own unique feel here, so I'm really excited to see how that comes out. Because part of what's been putting me off starting this is that imagining these red roofs and stuff spread over here kind of doesn't work for me. Like some of the buildings I think will have to, because we've already got a red roof here on the, whatever this is, the gatehouse type structure. So it'd be nice to carry it over a little bit, but I don't want everything to be red. And this design that I found lost in my creative world is actually a little bit closer to what I had in mind when I said I wanted things to be Viking-y. So it'll be nice to see how it looks, and I might even, if I really like it, I might even take it back into the village a little bit and kind of re-Viking this. Because this is sort of, I don't know, it's got like an older medieval feel about it, but I wouldn't necessarily say that it's Viking-ish. If that's even a word, which it is now, because I have decided and I have used it as such. But yeah, we might, maybe, I don't know. Like, I don't mind correcting things if they're an actual mistake or a problem or they don't work, but I kind of also don't want to just retcon stuff because I think I can do it better. There's like a thin line there, and I don't know if that's maybe crossing that. Anyway, yes, we'll do some town layout today. I also need to go check on the dragons, and I need to go check on the librarians and see if anything's going on with that lot. This guy's still here, still looking, still thinking. No sign of the burrowing worm returning just yet. I don't know where that's gone. It's probably just back underground again. See, I love coming over the mines here. I love flying up over this bit. Can we land on the tree? We can. And seeing all of this like rugged mineness, all the dark spruce, all the stone. This is kind of what I wanted, and this village at the front is just a tiny bit too cutesy compared to what's going on at the back, and I don't mind it. I just feel like it maybe needs something toning back, and I don't quite know what. Because I like that it's a nice village, I like that it's somewhere pretty for the villagers to live, and I want to echo that in the town and spread it around a bit more, but something about it. Now that I've seen that other house that I have in my creative world, I feel like I've wandered a little bit from my original plan, which happens sometimes. This big guy's still here. Oh, he's got a spider friend over there. The petals coming off the dragon are all the way down here. They go so far. The iron farm seems to be working just fine. I've not noticed any problems with it. A couple of people did mention, and I had completely forgotten about iron pressure plates. So I'm going to go get some iron, and we can swap out some of this carpet for iron pressure plates, because then it will make more sense. I can't remember how many's up there, so I'm going to take 5. That's better. It's still not perfect, but it is better. And it makes noises. I completely forget that like iron doors and trapdoors and pressure plates and stuff exist, because I never use them. Right then guys, do you have any kind of news or updates for me? News just in, he's stuck again. Yeah, I'm going to say there's nothing yet. Well, we'll check back later. Right, you guys can go if you want. Sorry, you're back there, you'll just stay there for now. That was about 5 or 6 villagers that came out. It wasn't a huge number, but I didn't want to release a ton of them. We'll still just chuck a load of carrots. Have some bread as well. That is some villagers released. That is them fed. Let us hope they do something. Everything seems in order, so I'm going to get my shears from here. We'll just take my vines down while I'm here. It's my very complex, convoluted vine farm, beyond most mortal comprehension. I'm going to go fix these shears. Now I'm going to get some wool. I think I definitely want red. I'll take 3 stacks of red. I'll definitely take some yellow. Something else. We'll take the light blue. And now let's go lay out the town a little bit. Actually, I just need to check. Shears do that. Yes, they do. Insta-mine. My shears are enchanted. We already have some of the pathway laid out a little bit. But yep, here's the intended route for the main path. It'll come along. It'll wind through some houses here and then it'll split off. It'll either go towards the docks or it'll wrap around here and it will eventually come through this farmland, which will be removed. I'll just probably fence the farmland in and put the road through the middle and it'll join up to the main road. If we go this way towards the dock, it joins up to an existing road here, which takes you straight through to the main storage area as well. And then from the dock, there's also this side route that wraps around towards this side of the town. So there's a couple of routes and paths already marked out, and so that gives us a couple of areas to work with. And there's a couple of things I know that I want. I want a pub here, some kind of like rest house, because this is a gatehouse. There is the big gate there over the bridge, out into the fields where hopefully one day it will connect to other cities. So it makes sense to have a pub somewhere here. A pub, an inn, you know what I mean, just some kind of like cosy rest house for travellers. Because there's horses here and there's, you know, the fountain and everything where the horses could have a drink. It's a bit deep, don't go in, but the horses can certainly have a drink. There should be some kind of stables, a farrier, somebody to tend to the horses. I'd like taller houses here. All the houses in the village are single story, so I'd like to maybe have some 2-story houses here. And there'd definitely be some kind of trade house, some kind of store, some shop. There is also the woodcutters over here who is supplying wood to the lighthouse. And I think it would be nice to find some way to connect it. I mean, obviously there's the dock here, which goes pretty much directly to the lighthouse. And they have got a dock there as well. But it might be nice if they're supplying other parts of the town. So maybe having another little dock around here, provided it doesn't eat into too much of the river space. Which it shouldn't, it's quite wide here. And then once we've got some basics established of where the buildings are, we can then add in some boats and it should start to look a lot more busy. It does look very flat at the moment around here. So less ramble, more block placing. Now we map out some shapes. I think I'm going to use blue for little natural areas. I'm trying to avoid it being boxy. I have a tendency to make buildings very boxy. So I want to try and keep it less so. So this will just be like a little park bit. Yeah. That'll be something. I'm probably going to elevate a lot of this. Join up to this level. It might be down a block or so. Some parts might even be a little bit higher. I don't want it completely flat. But I'm not going to be building on the ground. I'm just putting in some areas. So yeah, I think first of all, the pub. I like the idea that it hangs over the river, so I'm tempted to do it this side because there's plenty of room this side. I do like that. And then we can have this be a gatehouse on this side. Elevate that to imply that there's going to be a gatehouse through. Okay, so that's a question. Where is this road going to? Maybe the farrier is on this side, so people bring the horses in, they go to the resty place, the horses go to the farrier. We are once again getting a bit boxy, so we'll pull that in. Yep, we'll go back out again. Ooh, this might be a furnace. This might be where they make the horseshoes. We'll make that like a gateway bit. Okay, so that's the farrier on one side. It'll overhang. We'll put some stone base and stuff around there to have it go into the river. And then this side we want the pub, which wants to be bigger. So what was that? 7 by 3, then by 7. So what, 17? Kind of like the idea that it wraps around as well. So we'll have a doorway here in the tunnely bit. I might have to move this water trough and put the door kind of here-ish. And we'll have it wrap around a little bit. It might be nice to put a house in here. Maybe like a little narrow house. But still, where is this road going? I mean, obviously it's going to here. Do I just have this as like a little garden area at the end? Like a storage area for the pub, maybe? Okay, so I'm going to mark this in yellow, I think. Let's have it overhang a little bit more. Let's have a little 1 block overhang. So I might just use some dirt and stuff here to indicate that this is where I'm going to put the stairwell. So I'll go to the 2nd floor. This, I think I'm going to mark off as a fireplace. This will be the main tavern area. Yeah, this kind of makes sense. Adapt it a little bit as I go. Yeah, okay, we've got some weird shapes. It's not boxy like I tend to do. Okay, I'm going to square this off. So this is the courtyard or like a little frontage for the farrier. Do I want to put a little house in here? I think I do actually. I'll mark it out in blue. I don't need to colour code it. It just needs to be different from the things around it. I might put a little one block alleyway between the houses. I'll put another house in here. I'll have this one go a little bit further back so that it almost touches into... Actually, no, we'll just touch it into this this little garden area here. I'll leave a gap along the path here so we've got some kind of continuation of this outer edge. Now this house is a square again. Do I just leave it? If it's going to be double story, I could always have it overhang the road once the road goes down. Even if it only goes down a couple of blocks, I could still have it overhang. Definitely have it overhang the back over the garden. Okay, so from above, we've got a nice kind of noodly texture going on here. It's not just rows of little boxes. There's actually some different shapes and stuff going on, so I quite like that. I'll fill in this side as well. And bring you back when I'm done, because I feel like I'm just repeating things now, which I'm very good at anyway. And we're back. And this is my current plan so far. This is just the bit that attaches to the town. So these are the houses and buildings that are going to be directly off this square. Yeah, I'm quite happy with it. It's not too balanced. It's nice and squiggly. There's lots of shapes. And because we've got these flat areas underneath as well, we can have buildings coming up behind when I eventually map those in. I'll wait until I've got the roofs on, because roofs tend to overhang. So I'll wait until all the roofs are on these buildings, and then I'll start planning out what's going in these other areas and how much of it is risen, how much of it is on the ground level. Yeah, I'm quite happy with this. I'm happy to start something. I think I'm just going to go straight in with the pub and the farrier. This red building over here is going to be the little store. Some of these little buildings, like that tiny one, probably isn't going to be a house, so I don't know what that's going to be. I'm honestly kind of thinking it might work as a toilet. That's kind of what my mind is going to. But we'll see. Most of these are just going to be little houses, maybe little cottages. Some of them might be some kind of store, like this one's nice and wonky, so I don't know what this will be. That one over there I feel might make a nice shop as well, because it's got like nice display areas and a counter area. So yeah, that one might be a shop as well. We'll see if I can come up with ideas for what they might be selling. But yeah, I'm happy with that. So I'll make a start on the pub and the farrier. And once this has set the tone, once we've got the flavour and the block palette and everything, I can then make a start on the others. Not in this episode though. But honestly, these houses will probably all go up at the same time. I'll probably do this week and then this maybe next week or over 2 weeks maybe. Won't take that long. They're just going to be houses. So I best go get all my stuff. Okay, I've got a load of stuff. It's time to start building. It is mostly spruce and dark oak, and I've got some other woods just in case, and I've got all the stonework that I'll need to do the surrounding base. And I think that's everything I need, really. This isn't too complicated a build, so it shouldn't take me too long. hey, so it's done. And remember how I said this wouldn't take long? It took 3 days. So as you may have noticed during the time lapse, I actually started putting in some walls and some beams on the inside, and then I took it down because I realised I had no idea what I was doing, and I could already tell that it was wrong. So I pulled it all back, I went into a creative world, I've got a super flat where I do all my build tests, and I made the footprint from screenshots, and then I just played around, and I thought, oh, that'll just take me an hour or two, just, you know, figure out what it is I need to do. It took 6 hours. Most of which was figuring out the rooftop, which doesn't look that complicated, but boy did I overcomplicate it. Because you've got several roofs all connecting, and this bit here, over the farrier, that was so complicated, I made such a mess of that. And then when I was building this thing, I kept going wrong. This end gable, I had to rebuild about 4 times because I couldn't figure out what the problem was. It didn't add up. This corner didn't work. I eventually realised I was building it wrong on, like, this front. It was something to do with the diagonal here not lining up properly. But anyway, it's done now, it's done, it is built. It took so long, but I'm really happy with it. I'm really happy that I stepped back, and it is kind of what I wanted it to be. And it feels very fitting with the surroundings. We come to this big bridge, and we come through this gatehouse. This gatehouse is a bit cheery, but that's okay, it's meant to be a gardens, it's meant to be very inviting. And then we come through, and this building is here, and this feels right. There's a bit of a gap here that I need to figure out, and I don't really think I can put a house here. It's too crowded with this overhang. But I have, for now, left the pub not terribly decorated. Like, I tend to go a bit heavy with the plants and stuff, so I have left this quite minimal. It's just around the doorway, which is very typical of public houses. And there's not really much by the farrier, because I feel the horses would eat it anyway, so they've just not bothered. So you've got the alleyway here. This is where you would bring the horses in. There aren't any horses in here at the moment. There's this little back area, there's little storage under the overhang. There's also a little path down to the river, because it might be nice to put a little dock here, just a little something that rowboats can come up to, so people can cross the river themselves. This is the side entrance to the pub, but we'll use the main entrance. And we'll shut the doors, because it's dark out and scary. But inside is very cosy. There's a lot of wood. It's very woody, but I think that's fitting for the kind of style of the build. The floor is quite worn. You can go behind the counter. There's the taps on the beer. There's a cosy fireplace. There's the last orders bell, which also means that when I release villagers around here, they should actually come here at the end of the day. So when the working day is done, they should hopefully come in here. I'll probably have to move the carpets because that'll throw them a little bit. But yeah, they should come in here, so it'll get a really nice atmosphere. But anyway, cosy fireplace. Oh, there's loads of candles around because I like the idea that people can help themselves to candles to put them on tables. Because this is a trapdoor on the bottom of a block, I can't put candles on them. But it's there. Also, these are like wooden cutlery. I know it's just a bunch of sticks, but we can pretend that it's wooden cutlery for anybody who orders food. And there's some herbs. Some nice ferny herbs. Little stairway here. There's like a little library. I don't really know what this would be about. Maybe just like little guidebooks for the area or something like that. Same again up here. A little study up the top of the stairs. I'm quite glad I came up here at night actually, because it's really showing off how cosy it is. And then we've got the rooms, and each room is different. They're very cramped. Some of them are doubles. They've got little chamber pots. Some of them for bigger groups. And then some are just for singles. There's not much in them because there isn't really any need to come up here. But again, because there's beds here, I'm actually hoping that villagers will live in this. They're kind of cute. And this is the biggest of the rooms. It's just like a double. I quite like the views. Once the other buildings are in, the other houses are in, it's going to have such a nice feel looking out these windows. But that is about it for the pub, so we'll have a look at the farrier. Places for the horses to stay. A little cramped, but they're only meant to be here overnight. Bit more storage. Danger. Hot. And then just a little work area. There's a lot of anvils for making horseshoes and just, I don't know, lots of little workstations. But yeah, I'm really happy with how all of this has come out. It's pretty much what I wanted when I started. And like I say, I'm glad I took that moment to step back. Well, moment. I'm glad I took that like 8 hours to step back and practice it and get it right. Anyway, there's zombies about, so I'm going to go to sleep. But it is very strange how something like this can take me like 3 days to build, and then I think the iron farm in total, including decoration, actually only took me about 2.5 days. So digging it out, building it, spawn-proofing it, and decorating it took less time than building this. And this isn't even that impressive, to be honest. But what I really like about it is the roof. I like the idea that it's this big roof that they've had to patch over the years, so it's very mismatched. Some of it isn't cut, it's just wood slapped down. Some of it is actually just the logs. I really like how this looks, and I think that's what I'm objecting to in the main village, because it's so uniform. Even though it's got a bit of colour variation, it's really uniform and it's just very neat and pretty, which I don't think really works. So I might take some of the roofs off those houses, just some, maybe like 3 of them, since we've got the big buildings as well, maybe just 3 of the little villages, houses, or maybe take the roofs off and replace them with spruce, and I might just tatty them up a little bit. Put in some different block shapes as well so that it gets a bit more texture. Because I think that's just what's wrong with it. It's just a little too neat, because when you're running around and flying around, all you're really seeing is the rooftops, and it's just so uniform and level. I think it just needs scruffing up a little bit. But as you might have noticed as we've been looking around, and I've been zooming in and out of things, I've got a different mod pack going at the moment. Apparently Optifine no longer works with the replay mod. So we've switched across to a different bunch of mods. I've had to use quite a few. I will again list them in the description, because I always do. Anyway, now that that build is done, let's go check on the librarians and see if they have any info for us. What's up guys, how's it going? Anyway, do you have any info for me? He seems pretty excited. Okay, I'm just going to check this book anyway. Yep, this is the book on the beasts. That's the Deep Light Serpent, which was the last entry we had. Aha! We do have an entry for the Amethyst Drake. Excellent. I'm going to take the book with me because these guys are very noisy, so I shall go read outside. We shall do it nobly on the point of this building. The Amethyst Drake. Rarely seen on the surface world, the Amethyst Drake is one of the largest known creatures yet discovered, often sprawling and wrapping around mountainsides or sinking entire ranges with their cave digging. That's a similar problem to what we had with the burrowing worm. For the most part, these creatures show no malice or aggression to the smaller, non-threatening beings of the surface, and have been observed to take care around things they do not understand, such as stepping around villages or avoiding farmland. Well, that's good to know, and certainly seems to be what it's doing up in the mines. Though rare, some specimens have tiny wings on their shoulders, vestigial remains of a flying ancestor. Whilst it may once have been a common sight to see dragons sailing through the skies all across the world, the classic flying dragon is rare these days. Is that dragon twice? It is, dragon. Is rare these days, with the most notable example being the end dragons. Regardless, a life underground seems to suit the giant amethyst drakes well enough. It is believed that the amethyst drake is able to feed on just about anything, filtering trace minerals from even rock and sand, though they have a fondness for coal. Okay. They are slow things, using energy only when necessary. The females tend to be larger, with round gem-like bellies and flail-like tails, whilst the males tend to be slimmer and more active, wandering through the deep slate, tunnels and caves looking for food and mates. Oh, so we've got a girly. Our dragon is a girly, because she's got a great big belly. And a flaily tail. Well, it's good to know that she's got no malicious intentions. She's just really enjoying that crystal. And hopefully, she won't cause any real trouble to the mine. She'll just one day go back to living underground, if that's where she normally is. We brought her here to drive off the burrowing worm, which she's certainly done. But it would be nice if we can keep her around a little bit, because I feel like if she goes now, that burrowing worm is just going to come back. So I think we need to keep her around a little bit to make it safe for the village. If she's not going to bother with the village, then yeah, she can stay. I'd rather have her than the burrowing worms. So we might have to make some things to try and tempt her to stay. Should be pretty easy if she eats anything. I think we've got plenty of coal, although she's very big. Plenty is subjective, I suppose. But this has been a very good start to this town area. I'm really happy with this. I feel comfortable having that dragon around. I feel comfortable to continue building. So I think next week we're going to do a few more buildings, try and get some of the houses in. Having done this one, I really don't think I'm going to be able to do all this in one episode, so we'll do a couple next week. We'll see how things go. We'll see if we can get a bit of a vibe going for the town, figure out what's going on here, try and connect this bit up. It'd be nice to get this seam done, because this is a bit messy at the moment. So this might be my goal for next week, tidy up this back line, and then maybe do these buildings, and whatever this is. So I shall, for now, call it here. As always, thank you very much for watching, and I hope you enjoyed, and I hope to see you again next time. Bye for now!